Welcome, everybody. Let's get started. You're here in the webinar on cloud computing and government services. We still have more participants signed to this call, but I suggest that we start nevertheless. My name is Big Harding. I'm the dissemination manager for eEnviPer, and have a set of other partners here on this call. So in this call, what we want to do is use the EU project eEnviPer as an example of how in government authorities you can use cloud computing to make your own work more effective. I also want to explore a little bit the real downside and potential consideration that you might want to go through when engaging in cloud computing. I've put up a small agenda here, which is basically me saying hello to all of you and give you a little bit of name. We then have Serdar Yümlü from us, who is a representative of SAMPAŞ, a Turkish company involved in eEnviPer. I have also written the eEnviPer white paper on cloud computing and government services, so do check that out if you want to get some more information in writing. And we'll have some time for question and answers, and we will see how long we go, but certainly by 3 o'clock we're done for today, and you can go back to whatever questions there are in your work at the moment. If you have never participated in a webinar, it's very easy. There are 2 important parts for you to know. One is that you are in charge of your own microphone, meaning you can decide whether you want to speak or whether you mute yourself. Muting yourself is sometimes a good idea if you have background noise in the office or barking or whatever. So just the microphone that's right next to your name. When it's red, you mute. So want to speak, don't forget to mute yourself. And also, if you're speaking and no one's reacting on it, hit again, because it might be that you're currently muted. The important part for the webinar is chat. So in addition to just participating in writing, you can also at any time write questions, observations in the chat. Just make sure that you to send everyone so that everyone can send it and not just me. Let's get started. Get started with just brief here. And question for you today, let's just do a brief round hearing from everybody, is where at the moment and how do you feel about cloud computing? What is your connection with cloud computing? Do that if you want. In addition to speaking, you can actually draw on this map. So I could go and say, here I'm in Amsterdam, and I'm actually quite excited about cloud computing because it kind of liberates lots of government, and I want to know how it works so that we provide it safely to people. Passing on the ball to the next person in my list, which is Serdar. Where are you at the moment, and how do you feel about cloud computing? Serdar, you.
Okay.
Yellow dot in Istanbul at the moment.
Yeah, this is Istanbul. This is Serdar from SAMPAŞ. Joining you from Istanbul. the cloud computing approach and how they are benefiting in governmental services in our project. I believe that cloud computing will, in 5 years, fancy technical approaches because it will decrease costs, it is your IT investments in human resource and also hardware and software resources. So this will be very, very good for all the governmental services. So on the way, what we believe.
And I'm passing on the ball to Serdar. Where moment? And if you want to talk about cloud computing.
Everybody, this is Asia calling. Same point for all of us. Now, I'm so happy just because today we released send more than 50 mails to the participants on our testing our platform in Croatia. Those are people who are deeply involved in business like we are in proposing and evaluation the eEnviPer permits and other things. So I'm really expecting the next couple of days this response from their side, and we'll be more than happy to read all the inputs on our platform. This is for now. Thank you.
Thank you. And the ball on to Spontushek. Where and what do you think of cloud computing?
No, I'm sure. Okay. Okay. Thank you. I support cloud computing because I'm charged in IT infrastructure in the content administration, so it will solve my problem. Because of the performance and scalability and we have several and that the future, but essentially I think that the service is too expensive. Some services that are in the cloud now. We have a couple of years to become affordable. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Excellent. And at the moment, everybody who's on this call is actually very much with eEnviPer, but as we are also recording this webinar, let me just briefly, for those of you who are watching this later and have no clue about eEnviPer and what this actually is, brief introduction. eEnviPer is basically three things. One is it's an EU project. It is currently funded between April and March 2012 and March 2014. And our task is to pilot an existing software solution and integrate it in policy processes so that government authorities working in this area afterwards have a solution that is tested and that can really work and improve the situation. So what we're currently doing, we're currently in the pilot process, that we really want to make sure that whatever software that comes out of eEnviPer will be useful and continued afterwards. The area we're working in is environmental permits. So we are developing a software solution for the environmental permits process. So even if you're not working on environmental permits, it is a very interesting test case because environmental permits tend to be a complex process with lots of moving parts and different stakeholders and agencies that need to have into the process and the decision making at one point in time. And there's regulations, laws, best practices that need to be taken into account. There's lots of case laws of how certain decision has been taken before, how this interacts with reserves, etc. And because this is also a permit for a place and an investment, we have a role for spatial information in this. So, interesting case to see how can we build an IT solution that supports this complex process. And computing basically comes in where we're saying, well, the best place where this can happen is if the soft solution lives on the web, so that both the different agencies that are involved in the environmental permits process can just log into a website and see what's been going on, but also citizens and other stakeholders who want to see what's going on or want to express an opinion on a certain investment can do that on their own. And so what we're working with is a cloud that supports the environmental permits process. This basically means that we have a workflow platform, who does what when permissions. We have knowledge management in terms of different documents. We have an opportunity to involve people and citizens in the process, and we've integrated that with the EAS platform. eEnviPer is offered as a cloud platform at the moment by one of our technology partners. But one of the things that we are currently exploring is what conditions do we need to fulfill so that this cloud computing solution can work also for your particular context. I'm very happy to see that we have 2 more people who have joined us now, so I'm just waiting hello to Greece and to call user number 2. So welcome. I've given a brief introduction of what eEnviPer is as a project. It's necessarily a topic of this webinar to talk a lot about what eEnviPer is and does. If you have questions on that, do get in touch afterwards or check out our website. What we want to do in this webinar is go into the question of under conditions can governments use cloud computing? What are the benefits of that? What are maybe 1 or 2 things to keep in mind for that? And so I would like to pass the ball to Serdar Yümlü from SAMPAŞ IT Services in Istanbul. Presenter.
Hello all, this is Serdar from SAMPAŞ. Thanks for Vipke for the introduction about eEnviPer and our webinar. I present you what cloud computing is and how we're using cloud computing in governmental services in our opinion funded project eEnviPer. This platform it shows several different characteristics. So we're going over. Let's start with a Okay. We'll first talk about cloud computing, introduce how cloud computing is used and other benefits for government services, e-services especially. And at the end, we're going to describe our platform, our cloud service, eEnviPer, and shows its capabilities. Computing is basically in-demand net access to a shared computing resources. You're able to provision and release these resources with minimal management efforts according to net. This is the most popular definition of cloud computing in the world, but in basic words, computing a hosting service that enables users to use hardware and software resources remotely over existing connections, over existing network connections, without investing in power, software, or hardware themselves. So this is basically what cloud computing is. So why people choose cloud computing? There are several benefits everybody in private sector, in public sector, and in others. First of all, you're an on-demand self-service, which allows to provision your capabilities automatically. While you are flexible in order to expand or shrink your resources based on your business requirements. Every one of us knows that these requirements change over time. You're able to monitor these resources and control them and optimize their use. So you reach these resources via existing network infrastructure. You invent different infrastructure technologies, different network technologies for cloud computing using your existing infrastructure, and to use different type of clients as well, such as mobile phones, tablets, laptops. Things are welcome for cloud computing. You have the resource pooling capability. Several clients are able to use the shared capabilities in order to decrease their costs on these resources. And it is very flexible for you to expand or shrink based on your business requirements. So look at the basic benefits. What are the main aspects of these systems? The system starting from the benefits, starting from its features such as elasticity, reliability, virtualizing capabilities. There are different type of source models, which we are going to talk about, such as software as a service, such as platform as a service, such as infrastructure as a service, and all different type of different models, private, like public clouds, like hybrid clouds, and can be local. These can be distributed. There are different actors and stakeholders who are using these technologies. So let's go over the service models. There are three basic service models in cloud computing. The first one is software service, which we call SaaS. In SaaS, we're not able to control resources such as operating system, hardware, and network infrastructure. You do not need to control. What do you only see your application? You do not need to manage the hardware resources, platform resources, or operating system resources. You see your application via your client, and it's your application. That's all. Most popular and the basic way of using cloud computing. Second, you can use platform as a service capabilities.
Serdar? Could you example for like a classic software as a service system that everybody here uses?
The basic example is eEnviPer. eEnviPer is a software as a service based application that we are going to use, and such as the email applications are also, such Gmail are also software as a service applications that you use remotely, that you don't need to manage the hardware resources or etc. Second part is platform as a service. Platform as a service, you're controlling the operating system, hardware, or structure, but are able to deploy your own applications on this platform. You're able to create your own databases. You're able to use your own application development languages, which are provided in that platform, services or libraries. Google App Engine is one of the examples of this. You can develop some software using Google App Engine for development capabilities and deploy them there. Also, Microsoft Azure gives some PaaS capabilities to users in Microsoft premises. The third, which is also one of the most popular ones as well, is the infrastructure as a service. In infrastructure as a service, computers not need to control the cloud infrastructure, but you're able to manage all resources such as processing power, storage, such as network resources in EAS to enable your users to compete in capabilities, but not the cloud infrastructure. There are several deployments of infrastructure service in the world in different ways. So let me compare the traditional IT way of business and technology with computing. In applications, there are different layers we do not see when we serve. Starting from networking, starting from storage, servers, virtualization, operating systems, layer components, runtime layers, data, and also foundation layers. There are lots of things that you manage. You have to manage in your government services, internal IT. You move over to infrastructure as a service. You start platform and manage the application side, the data side, the runtime side, everywhere, and at the operating system. The operating system you need to manage. You do not need to invest on virtualization. You do not need to invest on servers, storages, or networking capabilities. It is a service for you. One step further, the as a service, you own just two of them, the application side and the data side. You're going to manage the platform, you manage your own developed application and deploy it onto the platform. Besides that, the runtime, middleware, operating system kind of hardware, servers, and all network is works for you as a service. So this is valuable when you use platform as a service. And at the end, at the top, when you use software as a service, you do not need to manage all these resources. You only concentrate on your application as a user. All these are delivered to you as a service. So this is good comparison is taken from Microsoft. There is a deployment model. How are we deploying? There are four basic deployment models. The private one is the cloud infrastructure that is used for only one organization. Most government services are like this. They are deployed on private cloud. Users are clouds via that private interface. The second popular one is the community cloud. In cloud, the cloud infrastructure is shared by several organizations. When you share something that there increases some concerns, such as security policies. These are shared concerns between these parties. The third one is the public cloud. There are companies which offer this type of public clouds. Cloud infrastructure in public clouds are available to the general public. I can use those resources. There are also some hybrid clouds which are the combinations of these above, which is an application portability between these different clouds of private, community, and public. Government services choose cloud. Let's move this idea. Most governmental organizations spend a significant portion of their budget, major budget, on procuring and maintaining their IT business, the infrastructure, the platforms, applications, and also they're investing too much human resources to match these complex resources. To introduce cloud computing to governmental services, the immediate savings of lowering the IT cost, eliminating capital and CapEx and OpEx, capital and operating expenditures, and you are increasing your hardware utilization rates also. You pay for what you use and more, and this enables you to reduce the number or the quality of your IT staff to manage all these complex issues. Benefits, there are several advantages for e-governmental services. Why they're using the main benefits are the cost effectiveness, reducing capital expenditures, on self-services, the city approach, because you're able to scale and your business grows, shrink when it goes down under your power, the quality of the service provided, the implementation and the speed of it, innovation behind these cloud computing technologies and platforms, yes, and location independence. This is also very important. You can cloud computing resources from any kind of computing resources, even by phones, and also location independence because you're accessing those resources remotely. There are savings. The business continuity of these services are very high. The efficiency and security aspects are the two other important aspects why the government services choose this computing. So there are several government cloud examples nowadays, but the first four and the most important four ones are the first strategy of United States, out of United Kingdom, under of France, and trusted cloud in Germany. These are most popular and mostly used government clouds at the moment. With these several benefits, there are some questions also for government clouds. The general concerns are data security, reliability, and privacy and legal issues. These are top concerns for cloud-based solutions. The IT managers have to decide among these. Using too many advantages, too many benefits, and there are some considerations can be solved easily, such as security, reliability, and privacy issues. And there are also other types of concerns, such as lack of controls, lack of standards, but most of them are very easy to be solved by cloud computing approach. So our platform is a cloud service, and it is a software as a service, a SaaS. What it does, it is a European-funded project. It is a rated web-based platform for the application administration and consolidation of environmental permits, which enables you to use more direct, more accessible, and more efficient processes. Cloud approach uses software-oriented architecture also in order to build the open, flexible, and collaborative eco-service approach, which enables you to lower your technology costs as well. So see what eEnviPer provides on SAP. We use geographical information systems, workflow systems, management systems in our own practice up to now. But implement these technologies, implement these applications, governmental agencies in much infrastructures and hardware and software resources. But in eEnviPer Cloud, you are able to use all these technologies, all these modules as a cloud service. Geographical information systems, complex workflow systems, participatory systems, knowledge management approach, and all of them are integrated. How the modules, we all combine these together and provide them in the cloud environment. It is hosted in one of our premises, and all the pilots and all the users of the system are able to use different type of modes using the cloud computing capabilities. So that's eEnviPer. The architecture is the ideal vehicle for us for solutions. First of all, we provide cost savings to government agencies. There's no upfront investment. It's scalable. You pay as you grow or decrease your payments. The performance is at the top because you're using high-end technology, and the implementation is very easy. It's a very suitable concept for this type of eco service, as we have seen up to now from our eEnviPer experience. So, eEnviPer as a cloud service provides a web interface. You access these resources from your existing network infrastructure and internet capabilities. We have 5 different pilots. You see the Turkish pilot, the knowledge management, the portal side. So left side browser is, I would like to show you how you're using the Flex.js capabilities in cloud very easily. How to use Flex.js environment or cloud technologies using eEnviPer Cloud. There's my desktop. Let's see how easy. Yes. Cloud.
Yes.
Okay. Now you're reaching the Turkey.js eEnviPer Cloud. Here we're going to add some different layers. It's easy. I'm adding the borders of each city. Some areas, let's see them as well. And also let's see water resources. Turkish. Okay, you're able to see the Turkish map, different cities with different borders, and also the protected areas. Let's see also water resources. What I do is add a layer. Project layer, we'll be able to see our. I'm going to do is governmental agency. I'm going to decide whether is there a protected area around or is there a water resource which provides harm when implement this project in that area. Let's I'm going to select up my application and let's take a very more than 50 kilometers. I want to see if there's a resource or a protected area in the 50 kilometers. So, and then if this project is appropriate or not. That's basically done here. Okay. Now you can see that there's some project here, what I identified now, and there are some forests, water resources around. So it is not very appropriate for me to our investors to implement a project like this here. Maybe they choose, and on the left side it will be better for them. So it's very easy for the governmental agencies and the of the systems to those complex JS capabilities in hand using cloud technologies. So let's come back to our presentation. This is what eEnviPer provides on cloud as a software as a service solution. So this is for all the users to get all these technologies, knowledge management modules, and other types of solutions. As you go, they will pay when they use these software capabilities and load their IT investments. So thank all of you. If you have any questions, with the details of our computing and advantages.
Thank you, Serdar. I like seeing how in the application you have all these different all the information about existing projects and existing traffic information for a certain municipality. So if I were a municipality that wanted to use eEnviPer, how would I get my own information on that? And how can I make sure that no one who shouldn't have this information doesn't get access to it?
Okay. In there, you allow the applicants, the investors, and the firms select the location of that project. First of all, they are applying. You don't need to have lots of papers, maps, or you only select the location, and the governmental agencies, by seeing that project on their map, on their electronic map, you can get those electronic maps from ministries. You can even get those from your own resources. If as a municipality provide services outside these permitting, you will be able to use those because all these technologies are standards based, and you can also other sources that are public provided, and it's very easy for you to put all your data in one system, which is very often hard to do in desktop environments in your premises. For security stability concerns, these systems are very providing different access schemes to the users. So you will decide who is going to reach all these resources. Only the governmental agencies, only a set of users, or the public. You are deciding all these capabilities, and then enable the system up. Very powerful in its security schemes as well.
I hear that. Maybe for some of the others on this call, what questions come up when you're listening to Serdar explain how cloud computing integrates with services, or also what concerns do you hear when you're talking with other people about using cloud computing in a municipality or public administration context?
As Serdar showed us, Yümlü speaking, some models of implementation of the cloud computing issue. As far as you know, which one is the one generally applied for government services? I'm referring to the shared, the hybrid, that this slide exactly.
Total services, mostly private clouds are chosen. Most of the governmental agencies are the private clouds, but in your requirement, based on your projects, you can use also public cloud. This is about the data that you are providing. This is about the technology that you're going to provide, but most of them are now running on private cloud.
Okay. Thank you. What's the rationale behind this choice? No?
It's about they want to allow only their users to reach those systems, not the citizens.
Understand. Thank you.
If they are going to provide some interfaces to citizens, they allow them different interfaces on the private cloud, but most of the concerns are making their own users to reach the system.
Thank you.
So I think this is a very important distinction here, that sometimes government agencies have concerns about privacy and data security, while it's actually about data that should be in the public domain anyway. But if what you're putting out is public information that needs to be transparent using a cloud system, then no real legal concern moving to a public company. As soon as you're dealing with confidential information or with personal information, then you need to be a lot more careful, and you are more likely to then work with a cloud system offered by the central government or something. Serdar, you're mentioning some private clouds run by governments. I assume that like the UK provider only provides it for government authorities in the UK. What public authorities do that don't have a cloud provider that they can go to?
There are several alternatives to use with that. First of all, they have their own resources. They use they choose that environment, that infrastructure to host that private cloud. But if they have that resources in their hands, there are alternatives provided for them. In the telecom companies in all countries are providing the cloud approaches and technologies to them, governmental agencies, and also based on the data and the concerns, there are several public clouds that are provided. I do not know if there is a governmental agency using Microsoft Azure Cloud, for example, but I know that, for example, the Ministry of Education has a private cloud for their teachers and students, and they're also able to use telecoms cloud as well. Turkish is the biggest telecom operator in Turkey, and they're providing cloud resources also. But I can give as an example, in our own business, we serve municipalities, intelligent city applications, all sorts of intelligent city applications, and hosting them a cloud environment in telecom also. These in all over Turkey are able to use their management information system solutions over this private cloud, which is hosted by Turkish Telecom. So there are sort of alternatives in different countries.
Thank you. Sanctions, maybe. How is cloud computing working in Greece? How is it working in Croatia? What obstacles that government agencies face in order to move to cloud computing? On Machi, for example. How is it working in Greece?
Me as well. Till now, we have no news on that, but we are in the process. The eEnviPer comes in a very good time for our ministry. Since we are not using cloud at now, but in the process to discover the possibilities and all the benefits that we can gain from using cloud, especially for our ministries. The truth is that we are a little bit slow on that. Yeah. From Serdar, what I heard about their situation, I think that we'll soon follow their example.
I mean, Serdar was also making a lot of points saying that moving to cloud computing can help governments save a lot of money and do work in a more efficient manner. Is that an argument that governments are open to in times of austerity?
For Greece, at least.
Right. Okay.
That we are in the middle of an economic crisis. Anything that has to do with saving money or time or resources in general, it's very appealing. So yes, once they understand what cloud really is, because this is a step that we have to follow now, then yes.
How can we explain these things better? Great. Maybe some thoughts from our friends in Croatia. How can we explain cloud computing better to our public authority and
That's me, Zdravko from Zagreb. Thank you, Victor, for organizing such a good, nice webinar. I would like to thank Serdar for a very nice presentation. and also your participants as well. But one question at the beginning to you, first of all. Could you provide that webinar accessible to some other web page for the later that are interested in see that presentation, because I think it will be very useful for the audience. Is there?
Yes, we are recording the webinar as we speak, and I've had a chance to edit the recording. It'll be on YouTube, and you will have the link.
Thank you. They're very nice, and I suppose it will be useful. Also, in a very next of weeks, we're meeting another one with our Ministry of Environmental Protection, because of interest in our project. So that I'm proud to be part of this one. After today's presentation, I'm really happy because it shows something which might be very useful in promoting our project, especially on a Highland Ministry side. And I have to recently send you an email, a web page that today announced, and with all people that might be interested, and they really are involved in such processes, to our platform, and we expect some findings and thoughts and recommendations maybe how to improve and how to make it better, and to make it really useful. So that's I'm looking forward to our next either webinar or either meeting or whatever to do our findings, and I'm absolutely sure that in the next couple of weeks or next month we'll have some good outbacks of what are we doing now together. Thank you for that.
Excellent. Thank you. And that, what good closing words, Serdar. Thank you. Yes, I'd like to thank you for taking the time to think with us about cloud computing and what it means for government services. If you have questions, do send them around. And of course, I don't have my email here. I can. You can find our contact details on eEnviPer.eu, and I'm looking forward to working with you together on this. Goodbye. Use yourself. Bye bye.
Thank you, Vivke. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you. Bye.